Welcome to Wackersdorf in southeast Germany for the second round in this year's Rotax Max Euro Challenge. These 125cc karts are capable of speeds in excess of 120 kilometres an hour. And the pre-final is about to get underway for the junior drivers. Following a series of qualification heats, it's the number 9 kart of Jano S. Meyer that starts from pole. Racing for Team TKP, the Dutch driver is currently second in the championship, behind Britain's Harry Webb. Second on the grid here is Lando Norris, the British driver in kart 73 for RL Racing Department. And it's a good start from the pole sitter S. Meyer. Norris with the yellow helmet all over the curbs, and he's going to get stuck on the outside line. 98 Sam Shippers, 69 Ryan Anderton and 35 Harry Webb all get by. So from second on the grid, Lando Norris is going to drop back to 5th place through the opening corners. There's a packed grid of 34 karts in this pre-final, all looking for valuable championship points. And also bear in mind that the finishing order of this race will set the starting order for the final. In kart 77, Fazio Fransen, the Dutch driver, finished third in round 1 of the championship, but he's stuck in the midfield here. Back up front, Jano S. Meyer remains the race leader, but with an increased margin now over Sam Shippers, followed by Ryan Anderton in 3rd, Harry Webb in 4th, and Lando Norris in 5th. They accelerate out of one hairpin and head straight for another. Here's the battle for 3rd, and here's a move from Webb. He lunges down the inside of Anderton, gets the place, and now Norris is taking advantage as well. Someone else has opened the door, and he's going to barge through it too. 3 British drivers having this early tussle for 3rd place then, and at the end of lap 1, behind them in 6th place with the green helmet is another of their fellow countrymen, Max Aitken. So it was a bad start for 73, Lando Norris, but at least he's got back one of the 3 places he lost during those opening corners. And now a change for 6th, and there's contact. Jay Goodwin spins, Max Aitken is on the grass, and number 21, Connor Hall, was involved in that too. This is a replay. Number 54, Goodwin dives inside Aitken, actually gets through, but then they run into each other. Connor Hall also makes contact, and it's Goodwin who comes off worst. The delay caused by that scuffle has now given the top 5 a nice big gap over the rest of the field, but there's not exactly acres of space between the drivers who are running inside that top 5. Now, who emerged from that crash in 6th place? The answer is number 34, Pepin Steeman. On his tail in 7th is number 15, Lars Lamberel. And Lamberel now comes through. A classic karting move down the inside of the hairpin. Behind them in 8th place is number 40, Jan Jonk. Looked like Steeman gave Lamberel's rear bumper a little tap going into the final corner, but there's no harm done, and they're still locked together in battle. Up ahead is this fight for 2nd place, and here's Harry. Webb goes for another overtake, pulls it off, and the championship leader has now climbed from 7th to 2nd. And now Lando Norris charges past, so erstwhile 2nd place man Sam Shippers suddenly finds himself down in 4th place. But it's not over yet. Number 98, Shippers fights back, but now he runs wide on the exit after carrying too much speed into the corner. And with better exit speed, Norris immediately snatches the place back. So that was smart driving by Lando Norris. Instead of fighting Shippers through that last hairpin, he saw the Dutchman coming, gave him room into the corner, and then, knowing that his aggressor had braked too late, Norris then cut back inside him on the exit and nailed the accelerator. All of this infighting has allowed Jano S. Meyer to further extend his lead. He's now 1.5 seconds clear of Harry Webb in 2nd place. Now, I know that doesn't sound a lot, but in karting terms, you'll quite often get 6 or 7 karts covered by just 1.5 seconds, so it's actually a pretty healthy lead. Then it's Webb for Strawberry Racing, Norris is 3rd for RL Racing, Shippers is 4th for Team TKP, and Ryan Anderton 5th for Coles Racing. Lamberelli 6th, then it's nose to tail for 7th, and there's a move from number 34, Pepin Steeman, to take the place from 49, Jan Jonk. Just behind them in 9th place, the Turkish driver, Cem Bolokbazi. And now, here's Jan Jonk in the green and white kart, trying to fight back out of the hairpin. They're neck and neck, but Jonk is on the outside line, and now Cem Bolokbazi takes advantage and goes by. That's the risk if you try and pass somebody around the outside, and it doesn't come off. You leave the door open for the guy behind you, and they'll steal your place. Now, there's the battle for 2nd. Harry Webb still at the head of this group, but to my eye, that looks closer. And there's some overtaking into the hairpin from number 7, Kaan Onda, the other Turkish driver that's taking part in this race alongside Cem Bolokbazi. And here's another battle, 68, Vince Herksik. Under attack from 53, Guan Yuzhu, and he gets past. They both run wide, and now 61, Josh White comes storming past the pair of them. There's your race leader, Holland's Jano S. Meyer. Webb, Norris and Shippers are still tied together in the battle for 2nd, and this pair are fighting for 5th. Britain's Ryan Anderton has now been caught by the number 15 kart of Lars Lamberel, who now attempts a move and goes through. So that puts Lamberel up to 5th, and that gives some uniformity inside the top 6, because a Dutch driver leads, a British driver is 2nd, Dutch driver 3rd, British driver 4th, Dutch driver 5th, and British driver 6th. And now we turn our attention to the battle for third. Lando Norris being shadowed by Sam Shippers. Harry Webb is less than half a second clear of them and still runs second. The 73 kart of Norris is a Tony kart. The 98 machine of Shippers is an Intrepid chassis, and there's been absolutely nothing to choose between this pair for a number of laps now. Norris didn't take part in the first round of the championship at Genk, and Shippers failed to finish in the final there, so they both need a result here, and so far they're both doing very well. Now here comes an attack from Shippers. He gets through on the brakes, nothing Norris can do about it, and Shippers reclaims third place. The next target for Sam Shippers is going to be Harry Webb, the driver who won the race in Belgium and is the current points leader. The race leader, Jano Esmaya, starts a new lap. Harry Webb remains second in the Strawberry Racing Tony kart, and there's the new third place kart of 98, Sam Shippers, but with Lando Norris still hanging on to him in fourth place. Further back, we've got a terrific battle for 10th as 61, Josh White, passes the turquoise number 7 kart of Can Onda. Onda has now got 38, Chembolok Bezi, and 53, Guan Yu Zhu on his tail, and it's the latter who's able to make a move for 12th place. Just a couple of laps to go now, and Guan Yu Zhu picks up another place as he darts past the 38 car of Bolok Bezi. And about to follow him through at the hairpin is Max Aitken with the green helmet. Max, you'll remember, is one of the drivers who ended up on the grass when he was battling for a place in the top 6 earlier. So he's now beginning to recover back up the order. The Pro Train Racing driver certainly showing plenty of raw pace here. Just 2 laps to go as the leader crosses the line. Harry Webb is lapping just as quickly, but he's been unable to make much of a dent into Esmaya's lead. And here's a real squabble for 7th place with 69, Ryan Anderson at the head of the pack. The gang up on him into the hairpin, and look at that, 61, Josh White making up 2 places as he sliced down the inside under braking. So he moves to 8th, number 40, Jan Junk, goes 9th, and 20, Nico Muller, is going backwards. He loses more places at the hairpin, and now he loses traction. A spin for the German as he's forced onto the grass. Here's a replay. Kan Onda and Guan Yu Zhu go inside him, but as Zhu comes past, it looks like the back wheel clipped the front of Muller's kart, and that sent the German into a spin. A real shame after he'd climbed up to 8th place from 29th on the grid. Nico Muller gets going again, but he rejoins outside the top 20. It's the last lap of the race. Still, we have this very close battle between Sam Shippers and Lando Norris for third place in this Rotax Junior pre-final. And it looks like Norris is going to try and get the place back. He thought about it, but Shippers braked as late as possible into the hairpin, and he keeps the British driver at bay. I think he's got it covered now as they round the final turn. Victory is going to go to Jano Esmaya. Second place to Harry Webb, who maintains the championship lead. And third does go to Sam Shippers, with Lando Norris, Lars Lamberel and Pepin Steeman rounding out the top 6.